It's a new royalty, home of the queens and the alpha male. Just time to put an end to your lies and all the fairy tale spots that you say I ain't been. I know them very well. Cold cuts, dark alleys, and been in every jail.
Yeah. What's up, man? E-Cap the Anomaly is Get Down When You Mad at TV. It's going down right now in the world. Hey, Nicki Minaj, they on your head, baby girl. They trying to cancel you. Everybody is trying to cancel Nicki Minaj right now. Well, not everybody, but the left is definitely on her head, for real. And they not letting up. I just recently saw that she just lost 10 million followers on Instagram. And then because of that, I guess she deleted her Instagram account. Like, it's going crazy. Ever since she sat on that stage with Erica Kirk, boy, she said some things. I'm not gonna lie, because I'm in the middle watching both sides go to war, and I'm just like, yo, it's crazy right now. But when she said what she said, I kind of was like, uh-oh, why are you doing this? And why are you saying this right now? I'm looking at the big picture. I'm like, what are they about to do? Because they didn't pull Nicki out the hat, y'all. So them families up the top, man, is about to do some crazy stuff. And last time they did P. Diddy, and it went wild. Now they got Nicki out in the forefront for them. Boy, it's about to get wild, man. Y'all be careful, man. See what's going on. But surface value, Nicki is saying some crazy stuff at the Turning Point USA event. Let's get right into it.
Something that I've noticed recently is that for little girls, I think that no matter how you look, we should be trying to instill into them to be proud of how they look. Recently, in the media, it's almost been like a push to, it's not just making young Black children feel proud of themselves, but it's almost like doing that and at the same time telling other children not to be proud of themselves. And I don't want any child.
Yo, I don't know where she got that from, but that was crazy. That was a crazy statement. I don't know where she got that from. I don't see that going on in the world, but I don't know if they put the battery in her back or what, but yo, she said it.
Feeling that way. If as Black women, we felt that we were not being represented and not being admired for our beauty, if we felt like that as Black women, why would we want to do that to other women? Why would we now need to make other people downplay their beauty so that we can feel, no, that's not how it works. I don't need someone with blonde hair and blue eyes to downplay their beauty because I know my beauty. Do you understand?
Yo, I don't understand. Nah, I don't understand why you saying that, because that's not what's going on. I get what's going on, what you trying to say, but you not saying it correctly. And I'm not about to, sugarcoat. That was for somebody that's well spoken, somebody that know how to speak, been speaking in the public eye for a very long time. I'm not gonna sit up here and say you fumbled those words. I'm gonna be like, nah, you were intentional with what you were saying. And to me, it looked like they got the battery in your back, because that's wild. That's not what's going on. It is a black and white issue, but Black women are not saying that they're not beautiful. They're not saying that white women are more beautiful, and or they're not even saying that white women have to downplay themselves. That's not what they're saying, But Nicki went there. Let's hear from a Black girl, man, what you got to say as a response to that.
She lost me with this one, because why would that be your message to women, and then you're singling out Black women? Oh, as Black women, we didn't like when other people made us feel less than, so we shouldn't try to make someone else with blonde hair and blue eyes feel less than. We don't need them to downplay their beauty to make us feel beautiful. Nicki Minaj, what are you talking about? This is really giving a bunch of nothing, because what world you live in where you see Black women making or wanting white women or women with blonde hair and blue eyes to downplay their beauty. I've never seen no black woman yet where she wants a white woman or whatever, a different race, to downplay their beauty so they could feel beautiful. I haven't seen that.
No.
I have not seen anyone expecting, any black woman expecting white people or other races to downplay their beauty for us to feel beautiful. Baby, we are beautiful black queens, and we don't need that. So I don't know where she's saying that at, or why is that her message to young women or black women? She lost me with that one. Y'all let me know about that one in the comments, because that.
Yo, she said she lost me with that one. Man, hey, she lost me too. She lost me too, baby girl. And she just not losing women. She definitely losing men too. Them 10 million followers on Instagram that I said earlier that she lost, hey, she definitely losing some men in them 10 million on Instagram.
Really? Really, Nicki? Whew, this was a crazy heel turn, and I didn't see it. I mean, I didn't see this heel turn coming, but I don't really pay attention to Nicki Minaj, so I wouldn't be up on like her content or anything she said previously. This is probably the first time I heard from Nicki and me personally in years. So if y'all saw it, that's good on y'all, but I didn't see this heel turn coming. And it's kind of crazy. Like, Nicki, you respect and you honor and you love the president because he has so much heart and he has so much respect.
Yo,
what about the people
that was wild
that his policies are impacted? Aren't you a black woman? Didn't his policies impact 400,000 black women losing their jobs? That's the president that you talking about has respect for you.
All right, hold up. Time out. I might have jumped the gun with this dude because he reaching. Yeah, 400,000 jobs. He not purposely going at black women talking about, I want y'all to lose jobs. I want y'all to lose jobs. He not going after black people talking about he want them to lose anything. You know, like, that's not what he doing. You know, that's some brainwashed leftist kind of stuff right there. You know, you got to be honest with yourself, man, when you having these debates. You know, you just can't go far off crazy. You know, that was like a reach. That was a reach. But I would say, a lot of people are definitely mad. A lot of people are angry, and it's definitely fuel to the fire. She also said, let boys be boys. You know, let the boys be boys, meaning that stop, you know, turning them to women at an early age. Let boys be boys. Now, I agree with that. You know, they pressing this transgender role kind of thing like too hard for these youngsters, man. They like 4 or 5 years old, 7 years old, 8, even 13, 15. Man, wait till they become adults before they start cutting stuff off and doing all that crazy stuff, man. But, you know, so I agree with that, you know, and there's some other, you know, people that agree with that too. Yo, y'all gonna be amazed with this one. Check this out.
Why are we putting in cartoons trans flags and we're all this stuff that and that's my personal opinion. I don't agree with it. I think it's too young. I don't agree with 8-year-olds wearing makeup either. It was never sexualized and weird, and like, why does a 5-year-old watching a Netflix cartoon show need to know about that right now?
Facts. I don't agree with this dude, you know, doing what he doing, but he has a point, you know, and if it's coming from the horse's mouth.
And then let's just really take it there.
Let's take it there.
Why are we encouraging our kids to be a different gender and feed them false information when they're so young? So this is what I said recently that people really understood. When I grew up and I started looking different, right? My mother encouraged me to just be myself. When I started wearing makeup and being more feminine and wanting to do certain things, it wasn't, oh my God, Jeffrey needs, what do they call it now? Gender affirming care. I'm done. She let me be myself. She didn't push me to be anything. Just like when you're a tomboy, did your mom try to, you know, get you a surgery?
Yo, that's one thing though. Back in the day, it was different. You know, it wasn't like it was just put all in youngsters' face. Cause I was a youngster and they didn't have all this stuff directly in our face like that. You know, same-sex parents and cartoons and, you know, all this just crazy stuff where kids was questioning that stuff at an early age. You know, if we happen to see a tomboy or a boy that is like a little feminine, they just, happened to be doing that. And it wasn't a lot of them. It was just a selected few, you know. Maybe that boy had a lot of sisters, or that girl grew up in a home with a lot of brothers, so she was a tomboy, but they wasn't trying to switch her gender, at an early age. They let her decide that when she got older, which that's, way it should be. But, so if y'all got somebody from that side saying that that's wrong, then something must be wrong, man. Something must be wrong. He's from that side. And that's all Nicki was trying to say. Other things like, the handsome president and all that, she was putting extra, she was making y'all mad. You know what I'm saying? She was making y'all mad. That's all that was, man. She don't really feel like that, I don't believe, because she got a black husband, you know what I'm saying? So, all that stuff was just propaganda, to stir the pot. But it worked. It worked, because y'all mad, for real. But it's a female that I came across on the net when I was scrolling. She had some things to say, and I think y'all need to hear this, man. Check it out.
This whole situation with Nicki Minaj is the prime example of how Black women do not belong to you. Because the Black community doesn't actually function like a community. It functions like a cult. See, Black and white people have to be kept at odds with each other for the system to function the way that it does. Because if Black and white people aren't against each other, then how else do they control us? Your emotions, your finances, your ideology. If race no longer controls your emotions, what exactly do they have left to control you with? A real community doesn't ostracize you the second you think differently. It doesn't punish you for having different values. Cults do. And it's the same thing with the LGBT community. The moment she said boys should be boys, suddenly she's homophobic and she's transphobic. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you saw a tomboy? When was the last time you saw a feminine boy? You don't anymore. Because any deviation from the stereotypes now gets turned into an identity crisis that leads to kids rushing to be labeled a different gender. She's ostracized for defending the Christians in Nigeria. She's called anti-Black because she said she doesn't gain confidence from watching white women be torn down. That says a lot more about you than it does about her. And I'll make one more thing very clear. It is pro-Black to not constantly operate in your Blackness. That's what our ancestors worked incredibly hard for. I suggest you adopt it.
She has some good points right there. It's a lot going on right now, man. She really laid it down perfectly, except for the last part. I just feel like Nicki shouldn't have never said anything about Black women, feeling like the white women have to put themselves down in order for the Black woman to feel beautiful. That's not true. As you can see in that white lady, that beautiful Black queen right there, she's beautiful. She don't need anybody else to, put themselves down in order for her to feel beautiful. And I just think that was, like misinterpreted. I think that commercial, I think it was a Levi's commercial or something that had everybody going crazy in a frenzy, where it had the girl that was like blue eyes, blonde hair, and I guess she was being pedestalized on a commercial, and I guess people had a problem with that. Black people can't have all the commercials. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta mix it up, man. Everybody gotta have a little taste. What's gonna happen when an Asian go in a Levi commercial? Is it gonna be an issue? Like, come on, man. Y'all gotta chill out. It's always a problem. Everybody wanna argue. Everybody wanna have a say. And it's always a problem. But my thing is, I feel like no celebrity should ever be talking politics. Like, ever. Like, nothing good is gonna come out of that. It's crazy to me that more and more celebrities are getting into politics. Like, these people are comedians and rappers and singers. They're not politicians. You shouldn't be looking to them for advice in the politic world, man. Like, them the wrong people to take advice from. I'm gonna play this video of Malcolm X that really touched me. It just, further expands on my opinion about celebrities speaking about politics. Man, check it out.
I just told you a little while ago, these leaders that they call leaders, this included Lena Horne, This included Dick Gregory, and this included comedians, comics, trumpet players, baseball players. Show me in the white community where a comedian is a white leader. Show me in the white community where a singer is a white leader, or a dancer or a trumpet player is a white leader. These aren't leaders. These are puppets and clowns that have been set up over the white community and over the black community by the white community and have been made celebrities and usually say exactly what they know that the white man wants to hear.
What the white man wanna hear. Black girl on there with Erica Kirk, Nicki Minaj gonna say Donald Trump handsome, that white women need to stop putting themselves down so the black woman could feel better about themselves. Malcolm X was spot on. But don't forget about Cardi B on the other side. Don't forget about Megan Thee Stallion on the other side. Don't forget about all the other celebrities on the other side. They using them. Both sides are using them. And both sides are using you and playing, you know? Hey, but it's a crazy world, man, we live in, man. Pray for Nicki Minaj, y'all. Pray for Nicki, man. She going through it right now. I don't know. Is she gonna be able to bounce back? Y'all let me know, man, what y'all think in the comments, bro. Cause it's crazy right now, man. Stick it down when you mad at TV show, man. We out.
It's a new royalty, home of the queens and the alpha male. It's time to put an end to your lies and all the fairy tale spots that you say I ain't been. I know I'm